Amanda and I run the Mums, Bums and Tums podcast, which is a podcast all about mum life, fitness and everything else in between. And today we've got Emma on with us.
Hi.
So do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Emma. I have two little ones. I have a little boy called Max.
Yeah.
Who is 2.5. Oh God, yeah,
Making you think.
2.5. And I have a little girl called Bodhi who is 10 months now. And oh my God, I'm not ready. I was like planning her birthday party the other day, and and you're like, it's just, no.
So is she January?
Yeah, January.
Oh my goodness.
But I'm a stay-at-home mum, which basically just means I'm unemployed.
No, it's a full-time job
For the
and some.
foreseeable. But I have lived on the Wirral now for like 5 years, I want to say.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm still like, there's still places people are like, have you been there? And I'm like,
I'm still like that and I've been here 31 years. So where were you before here?
so I was in South Wales.
Yeah.
My family live like 4.5 hours away in Rhondda Valleys.
Yeah.
So did you ever see the Valleys on MTV?
Yes.
I'm from like where
That's
they're
me.
from, yeah. I did used to go to some of the same nightclubs that they went to.
Love it.
Yeah. And then I lived in Bath, and that's where I met my husband, and he's from the Wirral. So came to visit.
Were you both in uni?
Yeah, we lived in the same halls.
Oh.
Yeah, on the same floor, like
meant
3
to be.
doors away. Yeah. Either that or there just wasn't much choice there.
Don't tell him that. And so do you like it up here?
I do, yeah. Like, I think it was like the first time I'd visited. I think we'd been together like 6 months, and I was like, I'm going to live here one day. And he was like,
Oh, I love that.
okay.
Oh, that's good
Yeah,
though.
but no, I do love it.
There is so much to do, isn't there?
Yeah. Well, like where I'm from, because I'm from like a small like mining village. There's nothing. Like there's a co-op, a Chinese takeaway. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's all we've got.
So like coming here when you've got like Liverpool and Manchester, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God.
And Liverpool is so close and so easy to get to with the tunnel. Thank God.
Yeah.
Good. So do you do loads with the kids around here then?
Yeah. I'm on my own with them obviously all week. So we do lots of like lots of walks,
Yeah.
lots of beach. We go to like some of the places in like West Kirby, like Covent Garden and Modern
Yeah.
Playhouse and Birkenhead and stuff,
Fab.
which is good. We do lots of like play dates with my mum friends as well, so it's just constant.
Keeping you sane as well.
It is.
Keep them kids busy, keep you sane.
I've got one friend and we've got 4 kids between us now, and you're just like, it's just constant noise, and then like one of them wants a snack, and then one of them wants a cuddle, and then the other one needs a nappy change. So we don't actually get to talk to each other.
No.
We just parent in the same room, and that's nice.
Yeah, we get, even if we say 2 words to each other,
Yeah.
it's something.
Yeah.
No, it's nice to just be around someone that's like you though as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
And like
definitely.
you just don't feel like you're alone.
Yeah, no, because I think like it sounds ridiculous, but like being a stay-at-home mum, I do feel quite isolated sometimes.
Yeah.
I think like my friends who work, like they have that like connection during work, and they get to
Adult
speak to people.
conversation.
Yeah, but sometimes when it's just me and the kids, I'm like, I have not spoken to another adult. Like I might go to like the shops and be like, thanks for the milk, but like I don't
I would
actually.
try out.
Yeah,
Especially though with their ages, like you can't really fully have that conversation with them just yet.
No.
Maybe in the next year or so, but it's not the same.
No, and like sometimes Max will like be talking to me, and I'm like, what's that? And he'll say it again, and and you're like, what?
Are you speaking the same language?
But like today, he was adamant that Tom, my husband, was bringing him cake back from the shops. And I was like...
Ring Tom now, tell him.
Well, he came home earlier, and I was like, just so you know, Max like thinks you're bringing cake home for him. And Tom was like, where's that come from? And Max went up to him and was like, cake please, Daddy.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I hope he's got him some cake now.
He hasn't.
Poor Max.
He's going to be fuming.
You best go home with some cake. Bless him. And you do a lot of travelling, don't you, with the kids?
Yeah, so we've just come back. When was that? September. And we did 3 weeks driving to and through France.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was so good. We borrowed a relative's van, but it was 2 adults, the 2 kids, and then our dog. So that was
It's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's a memory.
Oh, do you know, it was like the trip of a lifetime. But
love
like
that.
one night it was like storms, because we went like in September, which is like the start of the rainy season.
Yeah.
And the van started leaking.
Oh, no.
So I woke up and I was like,
What is that?
Yeah, what is happening? And I was just soaked. So then the next night we all had to sleep on like, it's like a smaller than a double mattress on the bottom of the van. So I had my feet in the cupboard. Yeah, and you know when you're like, they're not going to remember this, but I'll like always have that memory of like the 5 of us on this van like squished in.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. And we're going away again next year, doing another trip. So
doing Europe?
Yeah.
Oh, so that'll be gorgeous.
I can't wait. But it's one of those things, because they'll be older, you're just like guessing how things will go. You're like, how long will we be able to drive in a day? Like,
you just got to take it when it comes, haven't you? You can't overplan stuff like that with kids.
No. Because if you do, then whatever you do, it's always going to be the wrong thing.
And they won't nap at the same time either. Because
literally.
that's just too much of a dream.
But Max is already dropping his nap in a minute.
Completely?
Yeah. Well, he had like 3-4 weeks, maybe a whole month of not napping. And then we went away and we were doing so much driving that he started napping again, which was fine because it meant that we could get like a proper drive in without having him in the back being like, TV.
Yeah.
But then he stopped and then he started napping again, but he hasn't napped today. So wish me luck.
Yeah, come 6 p.m. we'll be like, I know it's hard when Nala dropped her nap. I clinged onto that for so long because I was like, please don't drop it.
It's just a break, isn't it?
Yeah, just that. Even if it was only half an hour, just of peace and not being able to eat my dinner.
Yeah, literally. I've like microwaved a coffee the other day like 6 times and I was like, I'm just throwing it now.
I think I need to give in to this. It's not going to happen. That's why I like iced coffee.
Yeah, you don't have to
All
worry
it does is water it down a bit,
Yeah.
which is still not great, but
no. It's a coffee.
A coffee's a coffee. Yeah. Oh, it's a Red Bull.
But, you know, I can't drink like Red Bulls or anything like that. I used to absolutely like smash them, but now my heart is like, ugh.
Yeah, please stop this.
Yeah. So,
no, I'm really bad for them. I need to stop. But so when you go away, do you plan? Obviously, you don't need to book anywhere to stay, do you? But do you have to like book places to park?
So we didn't book anywhere when we went this time, and like. I don't speak French, so I'm going to like murder this pronunciation. They're called like Aries or I don't know.
Yeah.
It's called something.
Something like that.
Where you basically like pay like €5 to stay there overnight. And one of the places we did was a restaurant car park. And it was like, there's no toilets. It was like
of course.
Yeah, so none of them have toilets. So you're just like there and like, I've had 2 kids. So you know when you're like, don't pee. So this time I think we're going to book some places because we were just like, we'll just see how it goes. Like, we'll just be like wild and free. And then we were in these car parks looking around like...
Yeah, and you feel a bit like, oh, is this safe?
And then
type of thing.
Tom took... So Nessa's our dog. We brought her with us and he took her for a walk around like this one car park we were in. And he was like, there's a load of caravans at the back with red lights on them. And I was like, because it was by a truck stop. He was like, I'm not going to walk her again until like the morning when we leave.
Yeah.
So we were like,
let's go.
Yeah. So we were in the van. I was like, make sure the van's locked. And then we couldn't work out how to lock the van because it was our first night.
From the inside.
Yeah. So, because I can't remember what.
Yeah, because sometimes the alarm will go off.
Yeah.
If
also,
it's
the alarm kept
with
going
the key.
off. So we were like, what do we do? Because Max and Bodhi were asleep. And then I was like, this is awful. We're not doing this again. But then we worked it out and it was fine.
Yeah. It's just like that fear, isn't it, of the unknown. And as a mum, you overthink everything anyway. And when your 2 precious joys are there and you fear and danger.
Well, yeah.
That's me. I'm like, we're never doing this again. And I look back, I'm like, it wasn't actually that bad, okay.
Yeah, well, my brain always goes to like worst case scenario.
Same.
So I was like, there's going to be a truck driver who's going to knock on our window and then like
murder us.
steal us all. Yeah, literally. Like steal us all. And I sent my family group chat the location where we were. And my stepmom was like, are you in a restaurant car park? I was like, yes,
Bougie,
we are.
I know.
But it was good. It saves a lot of money because like campsites are like €30.
So expensive, especially if you're doing quite a lot.
Yeah.
And per night.
It adds up.
It does add up.
Yeah.
And then obviously you've got your petrol on top. And me and Josh drove through France. Just in a normal car, and I remember the toll roads.
Yeah.
And there's so many of them.
We spent about £400 on tolls because we did our budget, and I was like, oh, it'll be fine. And then, you know, the more you're spending, I was like, are we going to be able to eat?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening? But yeah, one toll road was €60 because the van is classed as like, a higher level class. So, you know, when you're like, oh.
Is it a big van?
It's oh God, I'm rubbish with.
Same.
Like a Volkswagen California, I want to say.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe like a transit van size.
Yeah.
It's not massive. So this time I was like, we need to make sure that we've got like extra in the budget just to like...
Yeah, because also with the kids, you don't want to take the longer route to avoid the toll roads because it's if they're going to actually let you drive down that route,
And
isn't
I
it?
can't say no to them. Max was like, can I have this ball? Can I have this?
I
and
can't
I'm
say
like,
no to them.
yeah. I did try, and you're like, would you like this instead? He's like, no, ball.
But you're on holiday as well, so you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, you're in that like,
And also you want to
money's
keep
not
them
real.
happy for a little bit whilst you're trying to drive around. So how did you find activities to do there?
So we did a lot. So Max really likes being outside and walking. So we just
good.
did a lot of like outside walking. And one of the campsites we were on was by this lake. So we did like loads of just swimming in the lake. It was so nice. But
What an experience.
yeah, Bodhi had her first like lake swim. And I've got this like beautiful photo of like me holding her. But then someone's in the background like bent over. So you've just got their like bum on full show. And I was like,
Look at this gorgeous memory with this big bum in it.
I messaged my friend and I was like, how do I get rid of this?
AI.
Well, yeah, I'm going to try and do something because it's such a nice photo.
Although I did use AI, my sister and her partner went to a wedding and she had pigtails in and they got a picture with their little girl. And she was like, oh, this would be a gorgeous photo to send to nursery because they don't get photos together. This would be a gorgeous photo to send to nursery if my hair wasn't in pigtails. So I was like, I know. I'll go on that chat GPT, whatever it is. Downloaded an app for it. Asked them to put pigtails, put the hair down, and they ended up trying to draw hair on her partner. But it didn't look like hair. It looked like, remember painting used to have like the paint can where you just do circles and it's like they just done loads of circles. And I was like, well, I tried, but that's the best I could do for you. I was like, just
try
have to send it in like that.
Succeed.
Yeah, I did try.
Yeah.
So
But there's quite a lot of stuff to do. Like I said, we did lots of like walking and swimming.
Yeah.
We went to like the town quite a few times and Max just wanted ice cream the whole time. And like Bodhi's pretty chill. Like she's just happy in the carrier. So
yeah,
we
that's
did
the good
lots
thing
of-
about the carrier, isn't it?
Oh my God, it's so easy. We do have the backpack carrier for Max.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, but like we went for a walk on the weekend and someone was like, I had to take a picture of you because I thought like you had a huge backpack on. And I was like, yes, that's so ridiculous for the walk you're doing. And
It's a child.
Yeah, then she was like, then I saw that it was a child.
They're so good though. I've seen someone with one that you can put on your shoulders and it supports them.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I hate about carrying Nyla on my shoulders. She
You're
slaps
like,
a lot.
yeah, and then you're like that, aren't you?
Yeah, and I'm like, and she likes to put her arms around my neck as well. And
Oh, I
strangle me.
hate that. And it's the little tickle on the chin they do as well, isn't it?
but sometimes it's a lot to walk and we're in between that. I take the pram, she won't sit in it. I don't take the pram.
yeah.
She doesn't want to walk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Max is the same. It's always like whatever I do, he's like,
what's
no.
the opposite?
Yeah. But the backpack carrier is a saviour. But it was actually my first time like properly having Bodhi in it. Because I've been working through the classes to like try and feel a bit stronger.
Yeah.
And it was so nice like being able to be like, oh, she's on my back. So
Good.
that was nice. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. That's what classes are for. Making it, bringing it to every day.
Yeah.
Because you obviously come to classes. How long have you been coming to classes for now?
I was thinking about this on the drive over. So I started, I think it was March 2023.
Yeah.
Got pregnant again April 2023. And I think I didn't know at the time when I was doing some classes.
Yeah.
And then had a bit of a tricky start. So I was advised not to exercise.
Yeah, because I remember you messaging
Well,
early on.
because I'd like booked a block. I was like, oh, amazing. And then I was like, oh, I'm pregnant.
Oh,
What
hang
do
on.
Yeah. But then I came back, I think again, it was like March this year. So I think she was like, maybe like 10 weeks, maybe a bit older.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
quick is that
I
gone?
know, honestly.
That's so
Crazy.
scary. I've seen her grow up.
Yeah, well, I was like laughing when we came to the last one and she was like climbing over the babies, like trying to kiss them because I'm so used to her just being sat.
She's
and
so
still.
social.
Yeah, she just
I
loves
love it.
other humans.
I love it. That's what you want.
Yeah.
It's good. It is good for them.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not very social.
Yeah, so it puts you in awkward situations
So
now.
like, she's like smiling at people and I'm just like, stop it. Like,
Stop making people talk to me.
it's always like the old women who are like, oh, hello, how gorgeous is your little one? And I'm like, hi. Like,
Leave us alone.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what Nyla always, she still does actually talk to people in the supermarket. And I'm like, not today, please. Not today.
Especially when you've got a toddler who's trying to like climb up you or like run away and you're like, ah.
Yeah. And I bet how many times have you heard, oh, you've got your hands full?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, the thing I get all the time is, where's their socks? And I'm just like, how do
does
they
not
keep
need
their socks on? Yeah, Bodhi just goes, pfft, and
Yeah,
they're
they
off.
love pulling them off or they just come off anyway when she's moving about.
Yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? It's fun. But yeah, you're enjoying classes then?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying them.
Good.
Yeah. I was
And they love
listening
it.
to your last one with Sue, was it?
Yeah.
Talking about how she can do the box jump now.
Yes.
And that's actually one of my like goals. I don't know why, but it's the one thing that I just get so nervous
It's a mind
about.
over matter thing. So
Yeah.
if you think you can't do it, you won't be able to do it. Because when you stood in front of her, it feels so high. And if you go to jump it and you have that one little seed of doubt, your feet will automatically stop.
Yeah.
So we'll work on it. That's our next
I always
goal.
like watch the other mums because I'm like, if they can do it, I can do it. And one of the little kids did it whenever I came on Thursday. And I was like, why am I so scared of doing that?
Because kids don't have fear.
Yeah, they can just do it, don't they?
So what I need to do is I need to get like a little bit of a smaller one to like ease us all in.
I mean, I just need to just suck it up and try it.
It's more the fear as well of like embarrassing yourself.
Yeah, that's definitely it for me.
But that's the good thing about the class is that it's all the mums.
Yeah.
So, and once you've done it a few times, you'll be like, oh, actually,
yeah,
it's not that bad.
But I've said to myself that before Christmas, I have to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I will not quit drinking. But no, it is hard because you just, once you start to doubt it,
yeah,
your body's like, no, we're not going to try.
Yeah. But I'm really enjoying the classes. So
Good.
like I can feel the difference from when I came in March to now. And it's so much nicer.
And it's nice to have something for you as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Because obviously you are with the kids all the time. And I know they're still with you. But
you know what? I can clock off a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, because Max is so happy. Like, I don't know whether you saw him the other week, but he just does the exercises next to me.
Yeah, it's
or like,
great.
he'll lie down and like...
He enjoys it.
Oh my God, he absolutely loves it. So I know that like, I can interact with him, but actually like, if I need to just like breathe through something or like count how many I'm doing, he's just pretty chilled next to me. And then Bodhi's just sat there like...
Smiling and kissing everyone. But that's what you need, especially with being with them all the time.
Yeah.
Because they are on top of you.
Yeah.
Especially at home.
Yeah.
You can't get anything done, really.
No.
So you need that time to switch off. And if I can help in any way, I will always do that. I love a kid's cuddle. So I love just having them all around me like my little mates in class.
I did the boot camp, didn't I? And I really enjoyed it because sometimes I'd just
the online.
the TV on for him, but then other times he'd come next to me and he'd have like his tin of beans, like doing weights with me.
That is so cute.
And it was so nice. But like now that Bodhi's older, if we're in the house, she just wants to be on me. So it's nice like actually being able to do it here and like be like, okay.
She's distracted as well.
Yeah, she's just so happy up there.
Good.
I'm really enjoying it. But I didn't realise how much I needed it when I like started doing it. Because like obviously when I did the classes last year, I like did like maybe like 4 or 5 and then it was like, okay, I can come back for one, but then I wasn't sure if I'd come back for more. But then having like the chance to do it and like stick at it for a couple of months, I feel so much better after it.
Yeah, especially when you start to see the difference.
Yeah, well, Tom also like whenever I do it, he loves it because he's like, you're in such a good mood after it.
All the endorphins. But as you say, because you obviously use the carrier and stuff, it does make you realise the difference. And you go on a lot of walks, so you are quite a fit person anyway, but building that muscle will make it easier for your walks. And obviously he is getting big now.
Yeah, well he's like, how much is he, like 2.5, 3 stone, I think.
Yeah, and it's a lot when they are a dead weight, aren't they? Because they don't carry themselves easily.
No, and like, you know, if you're carrying a weight, you're like, okay, you can like balance yourself a bit, but they're a toddler and they're just like
all over the place. I know if I ever carry Nyla on my hip, she like loves to pull back.
Yeah.
Or twist around, and I'm just like,
Max does that as well, and he like flings his head around like this, and you know when you're just like, just stay
I
still.
say to her, if you want to carry, you have to stay still. Otherwise you're walking. It's like she likes to be carried on the way to preschool from the car because
does she?
the road that we walk down is really narrow, the pavement, and the road's so busy, obviously it's rush hour. And I overthink everything, obviously. So, and if she's on the roadside, there's loads of cars that come close. And if she's on the other side, there's loads of twigs sticking out at her eye level.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So she's like, I want to carry it. And then she's like playing herself.
And then you're like rushing as well. And
like I hate, there's nothing worse than school.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that.
And she's only in preschool at the minute. So God help me when she's actually in full-time school.
Oh, when does that happen?
Next September.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So she does 1 full day at preschool and then 3 other mornings. So we do get like 1 nice slow morning.
Yeah.
That I'm really appreciating at the minute. And then she does 2 afternoons in nursery.
Oh,
so
nice.
they're a bit better because it doesn't matter if she does or doesn't go in there.
Yeah.
She hasn't got like a set time she has to be in and gone.
Oh, that's
Which is
good.
why we still do that, because it works better for work for me because the hours are longer. But I think the preschool, I want her to go to that school anyway. So I was like, it's good if we get her in now and just get her used to getting up and having a routine.
Because that's what I'm worried about, because obviously they've only ever been with me.
Yeah,
so
but
like,
she was.
Oh, was she?
Or my mum.
Yeah.
So they will get used to it. It's tough at first.
It's just you worry more than they do, don't you? Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
She absolutely loves it. She's not bothered. She runs in. And I remember I was thinking about when she was going, I was like, but she's the baby because she's a July baby. I was like, she's one of the youngest, she's not ready. And she ran in, not bothered. And I was like, oh, okay.
And you're there like holding back the tears. Like,
she's fine without me. On the phone to Josh. And she's just not bothered. She absolutely loves it. And she needs the stimulation because she's got so much energy. And obviously she used to come here and let it out. And then if she's cooped up in the house for too long, she just like goes mad.
Yeah.
We need to get out a lot.
Yeah. Max is a bit like that sometimes. Like if we've been ill and we're in the house, I'm like, get me out.
Yeah.
Like,
we have to like walk up the park.
Yeah.
Get her out of the house. Luckily we've got a nice little park and like a walk from us.
Oh, nice.
Because we're in Prenton and it's lovely. But then I end up going to the shops on the way and spending loads of money as well. But she's in that, she likes her scooter at the minute.
Oh, nice, yeah.
I hate it because she wants to ride her scooter everywhere and she can't do it properly yet.
Oh, bless her.
And I'm like...
And then do you end up carrying it?
Yeah, I'll carry her on the scooter.
Yeah.
And whatever else I've bought in Aldi. So it's fun. But I've just got to allow it sometimes. Yeah. So sometimes I'll say to her, you can't ride your scooter if we're on the main roads.
Yeah.
And then when we get to like the park with the path.
Yeah, we try and do that with Max.
Just because it's so unpredictable, isn't it?
But as well, like, I feel like sometimes, like, when I'm walking, I'm like, my brain is like still busy thinking about things. Yeah. So, like, I'll be like walking and then I'll be like, oh, is he still holding my hand? And then,
you think that's why I loved her being in the pram. Because I knew she's contained and safe and could just keep her busy with snacks. But
just
now they're getting independent. Like how old can they be in the pram until? So it is harder to get older, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it is exciting as well.
Yeah, like with Bodhi, with Max, I was like, oh my God, stay small forever. And I am the same with Bodhi, but actually really enjoying the stage that she's at now. Like she's climbing and like standing up on things. And like on the weekend, she like proper mastered how to climb stairs, which is great. But also now I'm like, okay, I need to
There's another fear.
I need to keep the stair gate closed. Yeah. But I feel like I wished that away with Max. Whereas now I'm like, okay, like I'm really like enjoying just going slow with her.
Yeah, will you have more, do you think, or do you think she's your last?
I would love more, but I think the reality is like it costs a lot.
Telling me.
Yeah, like I do want to get back to work eventually.
Yeah.
And well, Tom was like, when we can handle the kids that we've got and we can keep our house clean, we'll talk about it. And you know when you're like, well, it's never
Is that
happen.
ever?
Yeah. But I think like in a few years we'll see. Because like obviously I'm planning Bodhi's first birthday party and I was like, I was pregnant at Max's first birthday party. Like,
oh my God.
Yeah, that is mad. So I definitely don't want like one anytime soon.
No, maybe that's though as well why you're enjoying the here and now with her because you think she could possibly be your last, so you don't want to rush it.
No. Well, I wanted 5.
Woo!
I know.
Wow.
I know. I'm really lucky. I've had really great births and really good labours.
Good.
Labours, pregnancies.
Yeah, but you deserve it. So that's what everybody should have.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. I was really lucky because we have had a really good experience. So I pray the next one's that good. Yeah. But that's the way it should be for everybody.
Yeah. I mean, I really enjoyed giving birth.
Did you? Yeah. See, I didn't.
I had home birth, so I don't know whether that made a difference.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How did you find it then?
Do you know what? It was really nice. Like before I got pregnant, like, so when I met Tom, I was like, I don't want kids. I don't want to get married.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, if you want that, that's not me.
Wow.
Yeah. And then got married. Well, had a baby, then got married. But when we were like thinking, do we want kids? Do we not? Because Max was like a bit of a surprise. I was like, if I do ever get pregnant, I'm going to have a C-section. I was like, there's no way I'm having like a vaginal birth. Like, not for me.
Yeah.
Like, literally the idea made me feel sick. As soon as I got pregnant, I was this like, I'm going to give birth in the woods. Like, I'm going to have this like natural pregnancy.
It's crazy how quickly your mind changes.
Yeah. And then I had Bodhi and now her placenta is in my freezer.
Do you have it?
Yeah, in my freezer.
That's amazing.
Your face doesn't say a thing.
No, I always liked the idea. I always thought I'd like the idea of it, but I just couldn't go through with it.
Well, I
don't think there's enough info out there.
So I'm not going to eat it or anything like that. I'm just going to bury it with some plants.
Amazing.
Yeah, but it's in Tom's dad's Tupperware box.
Does Tom's dad know?
No, I don't think so.
I hope he's not listening.
But Max had this thing where like for a good 3 weeks, he just kept taking it out of the freezer and going, eat this. And I was like, absolutely not. But yeah, I was just really lucky. I had really lovely births with both of them. But with Bodhi, obviously we had Max, so he was at home during the birth.
Was he awake?
Yeah. Tom was in the kitchen with them. It was a fast labour, so that was really helpful. But Tom was in the kitchen with him watching Miss Rachel. And I was
Thank God for Miss Rachel.
yeah, but we've got this hatch, so like you can see into the living room from the kitchen, and we've locked it up with a bit of cardboard. And I was like on the sofa, like, okay, breathe through it, you know, like you can do this
On your own?
Yeah, but then I could just hear Miss Rachel, clap your hands, and I was like, if that goes off one more
Girl,
time.
shut up.
Yeah. But then thankfully, like a friend came and took Max upstairs, and then Bodhi was born like 15 minutes later.
Wow.
So it was so quick. Like I text Tom, I think I'd gone in the bath at like 5 a.m, and I was like, I'm in the bath, I've had a cup of tea, just so you know, like I might be in labour. And Tom came in like
so chill.
Well, Tom came 2 hours later and was like, what are you doing? Why have you not woken me up? And I was like, oh, I thought you were tired. He was like, stop.
One of us needs sleep, okay?
But then the midwife came round and I went downstairs from the bath and I like leant over the pool and had a contraction. And she was like, I think I need to call my second midwife to come. I was like, God. I think so too. And then she did an exam and I was, I think I was like 7 centimetres dilated.
Jeez.
And then she came like half an hour later.
Wow.
So yeah, it was pretty
Did the second midwife make it?
Yeah, thankfully. But she took these like really lovely photos, but she took one like, it's like a full photo. And at the time I was like, oh, that'd be really nice to have. But now I'm like, I feel a bit weird about having this on my phone, but I don't want to print it. Like,
you don't want to delete it, you don't want to print it, but you don't want to send it to anyone. Give it in a lockbox for a couple of years.
Just give it to Bodhi on her like 18th
Put
birthday.
it in the freezer.
But like, I had the placenta because I was like, I feel like I'm like not ready to like part with it. But now I'm like, I don't really know what to do.
What to do with it? Would you not eat it?
No, definitely not.
No,
especially not now.
Well, you can get tablets and everything. But I don't know if that has to be straight away.
Yeah, it does have to be straight away.
So.
Yeah,
because I did look into the things you could do with it, and then it just kind of weirded me out a bit about like eating it and getting it into tablets and just knowing what it was.
No, I'm happy to know that it's just like in the freezer because I was like, when I'm pregnant, I'm so much more of this like alternative like hippie, and then after I've had
come
the
back
baby,
to reality,
I like come back into like. But I was like, oh, all these cultures like plant them, and then these.
No, it is meant to be amazing. Planting it.
So I've got that in my head, but I was like, I'd said I'll do it 9 months because it's a bit like symbolic.
Yeah.
And now it's like nearly 11 months and I still haven't done anything with it.
Well, look at 12 months.
Yeah, it'll still be there like 3 years later and we'll be like moving house.
Yeah.
I'll be like, what
are we doing with it? Because it's going to defrost.
Leave it for the people who buy that. Yeah.
There's a lovely little surprise. There's some beef in the freezer. Well, I've still got breast milk and I stopped breastfeeding Nala when she was 13 months and she's 3.5 now.
Oh wow.
But it's just in the freezer. Obviously she can't drink it.
Yeah.
She wouldn't anyway. But she has really bad skin, so we never got rid of it.
Yeah. It's so good for stuff like that, isn't it?
Well, she really struggles with her skin, so we use it, but then I always want to keep a bit because I've always loved the idea of breast milk jewellery.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to someone about it and they were like, that's absolutely disgusting. And I was like,
but they look
I
so
think it's
nice.
really cute.
Yeah.
So I always want to keep that just in case, but then obviously if I have another baby, it'll be different milk. So then I was like, do I need 2 pieces of breast milk jewellery?
So I'm looking at doing the same.
Yeah.
So I found someone on Instagram who looks amazing, but I don't have any milk from Max because I had a really tricky time feeding him. But she said that you can do things like she can incorporate like a bit of his hair, which I don't feel like is for me.
No, not a special way.
Yeah, but she can do like baby grows. So like
I've seen someone like, you'll have to send me.
Yeah, oh no, she's so good. So I think I'll probably do that, but I'm not like ready. Yeah, like I'm not ready to part because I've only got a tiny bit of milk in the freezer for Bodhi because I can't pump. So like I just like catch anything that comes out because I still leak so much.
Really?
Like I don't know when it's going to end. Like I'm constantly just soaking.
Maybe it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, I hope I'm not there like 50.
Forever, yeah. Does she still feed a lot?
Yeah.
Does she?
Yeah, at the minute we're going through like she's just attached all night because she's
going through like a developmental.
I don't know. She's still not got any teeth, so I don't know whether like yeah. I went to the dentist and I was like, "Is she like? Are they going to come?" And the dentist was like, "She'll have them by 12 months." And you know, when you're like. But will she?
We're very clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, they all know. If they were worried, they'd have said something.
Yeah, well, she was able to like feel in the mouth.
Yeah.
And she was like, I can feel that there's like definitely teeth there. But the last like 4 nights, she's just wanted to be attached. So I like have her in my bed. Coming. Yeah, so I think she is, but she's like grinding on my nipples and like pinching my arms.
Oh.
So I'm just like.
It's all fun.
Yeah.
How long did you feed Max for then?
For a month.
Yeah.
Well, so I breastfed him solidly for like 5 days.
Yeah.
And no, for 9 days and then had to introduce a bottle. And then it got to a month and I think I'd had like mastitis for a whole month. Oh. And I'd been admitted into hospital twice.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So on the second time they were like, is this really worth? Like, do you want to continue?
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
And daily battle with your mind of what to do.
I think if I hadn't been so poorly, I would have tried to like push more. But I was just like, no. And I had mastitis and that turned into sepsis. So I was like super, like it wasn't
really
just
poorly.
like, I was really poorly. And Tom was just like, I don't know if I can mentally like handle you breastfeeding. So when I chose to breastfeed Bodhi, we went to like all the specialists and like made sure that we had like all these plans in place, which was like really reassuring, but also like looking back at how easy it is now makes me so sad at like how difficult it was with Max.
You also didn't have the support then, like because you weren't aware that it was going to be that hard.
Definitely.
And I think sometimes you just push through because you're like, well, it can't be that hard, so let's just force it.
100%. And like at the time we were like, has he got a tongue tie? Like something's got to like be happening.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, we don't think so. And we asked for a referral anyway. And that appointment came through for when he was like 5.5 months. And at that time I'd stopped feeding.
It's too late.
Well, we'd gone and they were like, yeah, he did have a tongue tie and it separated himself. So with Bodhi, I think she was like 8 days and we went and had a private consultation and they cut it there and then. But hers was like one of the most severe that you could have. They score it. There's like 2 things that they do. I think one scored out of like 14 maybe and one scored out of 10. And she was like nearly at like the highest levels on both. So they were like, if you hadn't have come, then, you know, you would have had.
You would have had the same.
Yeah, because I was having like some issues, but not as I was with Max. But literally, as soon as she'd had it cut, feeding was great. Like the pain went, the latch was amazing. So, you know, and like if I could, obviously you always think if I could go back in time. But if I could go back in time, I'm like, I wish that I could have got that done, but we had so much going on. Like we had Max and then got married 7 weeks later.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, when it was just like.
Plus your first child, you're very naive.
Oh, 100%.
And you're becoming a new person, aren't you? So at least like you knew what went wrong and you had that to work on for the second.
Yeah. So it's been so nice. Like it's been really healing being like.
Yeah, that's like, lovely.
Yeah, it's been so lovely. But I think I was saying to you, was it last week? I had mastitis again recently.
Yeah.
And my brain was like, you're going to die. You're going to die. And then I was like, no, it's
Panic
fine.
mode.
Yeah. I was like, it's fine. And you know, you have to like reassure your body and be like, no, it's okay. So I've been on antibiotics for like 2 weeks now because any sign of infection, I have to go to the doctors. And they see me straight away, which is always great.
Good.
As
it should be.
But I'm like rattling with like these, I have to take 4 antibiotics a day.
Oh my God.
But thankfully they've been fine.
But when you are ill, it's worse because you've got 2 whole humans reliant on you. Yeah. And obviously if you're ill, you can't look after the kids and Tom can't work. And it's a constant pressure.
Do you know, I think that's been one of the most like, the most shocking things for me as a stay-at-home mum is I sort of forgot that like if I'm ill, I don't get sick leave. Yeah, I have to just crack on with it. And we had a sickness bug. I think Max was like 10, 11 months and Tom got the sickness bug as well. And he was in bed in the guest room like all day. And I was like feeding Max, like cooking his meals, playing with him, doing all of that. And Tom came down and was like, I'm so glad you're feeling better. I was like,
I'm not.
Yeah. I was like, are you joking? I feel so ill.
I feel worse than you, but I have to get on with it.
He was like, how are you doing it? And I was like,
what
else do we do?
It's hard.
So but I have like started to say to Tom now, like, okay, like, because I feel like the longer that I go without having a break when I'm ill, the worse, like the longer it takes to recover.
It's prolonging it, isn't it?
Yeah, so I do say to him now, like, you're just going to have to like work from home today or like, you know.
Yeah, thank God that you've got that leeway to do it.
Oh yeah, it's so helpful because he can work from home a few days a week, which is really helpful.
Yeah, I was really ill a couple of months ago and I don't, touch wood, don't get sick too much, but I was horrendous and I couldn't really see properly. I remember I was teaching a class and I've never really had a migraine, but I get the feeling it was something coming on like that. Yeah. And I just said, I texted Josh and I was like, oh my God, I'm so ill. I need to go and sleep. So cancelled the 2 clients I had after class. Obviously, a class of screaming children probably don't help either.
Definitely not.
I was already there.
Yeah.
And then my sister was like, I'll go and pick Nala up from nursery. And then Josh picked her up from there and I just slept for like 16 hours. And
it made me feel
and I needed it.
Yeah.
But it was because I'd just pushed it off. And obviously because I'm self-employed.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
But I can't have time off, but you can't, can you?
But it impacts you more. Like, you don't have the sick pay that you can like rely on.
And before Nala went to preschool, she was either with me or my mum or my sister. So I don't like relying on people too much because I feel bad.
No, I'm the same. Like I get so much mum guilt.
Yeah.
like
really
we
hard.
went camping with my dad and my stepmom and my 2 sisters for my birthday, and it was so lovely. But they were like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I was like, "Can you just take like Max to a soft play for
a child-free night?
Yeah,
Thank you."
Well, so they took him out for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, but the whole time I was like, "Has he eaten? Is he like, have you changed his nappy? Is he okay?" And they were like, "He's absolutely fine." But like, I feel guilty for like asking them, because for them, they're not looking after him. Like, they're spending time
But
with
they
him.
love it. They
absolutely love it.
otherwise.
Yeah. And they're going to have him for like, well, both of them for a night coming up, for my like first ever child-free night with Tom.
Exciting.
I'm so excited about it.
What are you going to do?
We're going to see Peter Kay. Yeah.
What a
we hadn't
night.
booked since like 2021.
Are you staying over somewhere as well?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Gorgeous.
Yeah. So, but you know, like in the head already, like I think that's in like April, May, I'm already like, okay, like, do I need to get a bottle sorted? What do I need to do for this? And Tom's like, just breathe.
Yeah, they are capable.
They'll be fine.
They are.
Yeah.
Have they got kids, your sisters?
Yeah. So no, so they've just turned 18 actually.
Yeah.
So I've got like four sisters.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I've got
No brothers?
no brother. Not that I know of anyway. Who knows?
Who knows out there?
Got like 4 brothers knocking around
Yeah.
the valleys.
Wow, that's amazing. So how are you the oldest?
Yeah, I'm the oldest, yeah.
How old are all the others? So 18.
So I've got the twins are 18, then I've got a 27-year-old sister, and then a 14-year-old sister.
Wow.
Yeah, 14, yeah.
Amazing. Do you see them often then?
Oh, so the distance is hard.
Yeah.
But we've got like a group chat with me and my twin sisters, and then me and my 27-year-old sister, we like chat on like messages all the time.
Yeah.
She like sends me like loads of reels and memes.
That's
and then
me.
but you know, it's so good. But then I'm trying to get the kids to bed and I'm there like cracking it up. And then like, you know, when you're feeding and you start laughing,
Your body's shaking.
and then Bodhi's like, what's going
Mom,
on?
what are you doing? I didn't ask for milkshake.
And there's milk everywhere. And I'm just like,
Oh no,
yeah.
It's hard, isn't it? I do that when I put Nyla to bed. I'll put a headphone in and I'll be on Reels or in a TikTok or whatever, watching what people have sent me, and I'm trying not to laugh.
yeah. Well, Tom did that the other day. He had the football on his phone whilst he was getting Max to sleep. Or I think Max had gone to sleep and then had woken up. So Tom was like, I just need to like cuddle him back. And apparently Max went, "What this be, Daddy?" And Tom,
Not for you.
Yeah, Tom was like, he felt so caught out. He was like, like grabbed his phone to hide it.
How dare you? Like he was doing something he shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Bless him. Is he a good sleeper, Max? Usually.
No.
Is he not?
He goes through periods where he like sleeps through the night and it's great. But no.
And then you get all excited.
Yeah. But he like, if Tom is asleep, because we co-sleep, so I'm with Bodhi, Tom's with Max, and if Tom's with him the whole night, he'll sleep fine. But it's if we dare try and get asleep in our actual bed without either of them, then like Bodhi,
dare you.
oh God, yeah, Bodhi last night, I was trying to get her in her room just because like I need to be able to like lie flat in my own bed.
Yeah.
And she woke up every half an hour and then I'd settle her back down and then she started to wake up every 10 minutes and I was like, "You're just coming in bed with me."
Not tonight.
Yeah, but we've got our dog Nessa, so she's just claimed that as her own bed now. So like if I'm like getting, because her bed's on the floor in our room, if I'm like getting your bed, she looks at me as if to be like, "Who do you think you are? This is my this is my room now." But we've just bought a new bed for Max, which it's a single. He's got like we did have a double mattress on the floor, but now this is like a single bed. And I was like, "Oh, Tom's not come back into the room yet. He must be like staying in there." And I turned the monitor on and I could just see like Tom like this, like on the corner of this bed, and Max like starfishing. And I was like, "I'm not even going to go in and like try and wake them. Like they can just stay there."
It's hard, isn't it? I want to get Nyla a new bed because she's still in her cot bed, but the side down.
Oh yeah.
The side off, and me and Josh we cuddle her to sleep. Like we'll lay with her to sleep because we've always done it, and I quite like that time we'll get in bed together and
so
she'll
nice,
chat to us and tell us about, like, that's the time she wants to tell us everything.
Yeah.
The rest of the day she doesn't want to talk about her day. As soon as we get to bed, she's like, "Well, today I did this." But so then we'll like lay with her to go to sleep. The amount of times one of us falls asleep with her and we have to go and wake the other one up like an hour later. And I remember once, I think she woke up in the night and I'm got a really good habit of just letting her get in with me because I can't be bothered.
Do you know what? Sleep is sleep. Like I'm a fan of like, do whatever you need to do to get you sleep.
And I remember one night I was like, right, no, I'm not going to bring her in my bed. So I got into her bed with her, which is absolutely tiny, and I was freezing. And I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was in agony because my legs were like up in my chest. And I thought, I can't even be bothered moving now.
Yeah.
I just stayed in
you've
there.
committed, like you've just got it.
I was in there, and then I thought, well, if she wakes up and I've got to do it all over again.
Yeah.
But I am a big believer of she can come into our bed.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not a rod for my own back.
No.
I slept in my mum's bed a lot when I was younger, and I'm not attached to her. I am, but not at night.
Yeah. You don't climb into her bed now.
No, they say like, oh, they need their own independence, but I want her to feel like she can come.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Into our bed and be safe. Like, if she wakes up, especially like the past year or so, she's started to have nightmares and night terrors.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that phase.
And I don't want to leave her. And I was that kid who was petrified of I used to have loads of nightmares, and my mum would always bring me into her bed, and that's the only place I'd feel safe.
Yeah.
Whereas if she'd have been like, no, just go back to sleep in your own room, I'd have been like, oh.
Well, I've got like older relatives that are like you know, like you're saying, like you need to cut that out, you're creating a rock at your own back or whatever. And I'm like, you still want to sleep with like your partner?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
How is that any different?
I said that to Josh. He works away a lot, and he can't sleep the first night he's away. He can't sleep because he doesn't like being in a bed that's not his own.
Yeah.
And like he says, I don't like being away from you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so you know when you moan at me for bringing Nyla in bed?
Yeah, this is
the same thing. So it is hard, and it's just a lot of other people.
Yeah.
Because when she was a baby, I brought her into my bed and co-slept with her quite a lot.
Oh, I have from birth.
And the amount of mums that would be like, sure, you want to do that? Like, you shouldn't do that. You know, she'll never get... And we didn't put her in her own room till she was about 9-10 months.
Yeah.
Because of me. Not because of her. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, that's what I've been like with both.
And I had a major fear, and I would just sit and watch the monitor all night.
And then you're like trying to see, like, is it going up? Is it going
I'd be
down?
staring at her chest. And then I even did it yesterday, so I was working late. And I came in, and Josh had put her to bed, so she was asleep, and I went in, and she was perfectly like this. And I was
why do they scare you so much?
I know. So I went in and I kissed her, and then I was like, I just need to put my head in your ear. And my ear needs to be next to your nose, and make sure you're breathing, because you don't look. And Josh was like, yeah, she's been like that for like the past hour. She's petrified me. But yeah, we brought her in our bed. Because I breastfed as well.
Yeah, so
it was just the easiest way.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I'd always put her on. She'd always be on the side, away from, like, Josh would be behind me. She'd be the other side.
Yeah, we do the same.
But there was many a time when she was really little, and I'd wake up and I'd have been sat up feeding her, and she was like upside down, and I'd be like, oh, sorry.
That's why now I just literally just leave a boob out and just lie on the side, because like you, I'd be like this, and then I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh my gosh, she's just
you do panic, and they're so little, and obviously I do think you don't sleep the same anyway, because you're on edge, aren't you, when they're so 100%. Little. But
I remember the first night that I had Bodhi, and I'd said to Tom, like, I'm going to co-sleep with her, like, that's what I feel comfortable doing. And I'd got into bed with her, and then Tom got into bed with me, and he was like, oh, I'm just going to go sleep in the guest room. Like, I feel like I'll get a better sleep there. And at the time, I was like, oh, okay, fine. But then, like, the next morning, I was like, that was our first night.
Yeah,
with our, like,
how dare you?
And he was like, oh, I didn't even think about it like that. But I was actually really glad, because I think I just spent the whole night, like, literally just, like, stroking her head and, like, just looking at her. So that was really nice. But when he is in the bed and Bodhi's in the bed, he can't sleep, because he's like, all I can hear is... I think I've switched off.
Midnight snacks.
Yeah. But I'll be there, and she'll try and just go... and like just suck the
just find it.
Yeah. So Tom's like, I just can't do it, like that noise. So
Nyla's a major wriggler as well.
Max is like that.
Oh, she's one. So like she has to be on top of us, one of us, like contact all the time. So Josh really struggles because if I get her in bed with us now, obviously she's 3, so there's less chance we're going to squish her. But she goes in between us. Yeah. But we'll both be on the edge of the bed.
And she's there like
she's
this.
starfish. Or her favourite thing to do is get on top of the covers upside down. So her feet are in my face. She's on top of my covers, so I'm freezing. And I'm like, okay, as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
But
you know, I think though, like in like 10 years time, we'll be like, get out of bed, wake up. So I'll take all the cuddles I can get.
I used to. So I've got 2 sisters. And we were really close with one of my cousins. We used to always be having sleepovers, and we used to, all 4 of us would get in bed with my mum to talk about it the next day, wake up on a Sunday and have a little chat together. And I just think that's what I want.
Yeah,
I want that with them.
Yeah.
So you've got to enjoy it while
Oh yeah, definitely,
as much as you can.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, like sometimes I'm just like, is it bedtime? Like, can I just have an hour?
How many hours left?
But I think because I was so poorly with Max, it's definitely changed my outlook on life. Like now I'm just like, I've just got to try. Like, you never know what's going to happen. That's why
we really don't.
No, and that's why we do so much travelling, because you're just like nothing is
we're going to time back.
Yeah, and you won't get it back.
And when he's in school, this is what I'm trying now, because it's her last year until she's in full-time school. And even though, like, you know, obviously they can still have time off until the 5, so she can have another extra full year if she wants. But I just think it's good for her to get in that routine. So I'm trying to enjoy as much as we can now. I said to Josh, like, we need to go to Disney ASAP because we need to go. We've missed the chance of her going while she was free. We didn't have to pay for her.
How old's it?
So before they're 3, you don't have to pay.
Oh, well, I need to get a trip booked in then, don't I?
Well, you're going next year if you can get there before he turns 3. But I was like, so we need to go before she's in school because it's so expensive.
Yeah, it is
anyway.
so expensive. Yeah.
My sister's going in December. And at the time when she booked it, Nala just really wasn't into princesses.
Oh, no. And is now like her favourite thing?
Now she's obsessed. And she's absolutely obsessed with It's a Small World. We watch it on YouTube. She plays it on Alexa on repeat.
Bless
and
her.
Now she's like, I want to go there. And her cousin's going to be going like soon. And she's going to be like, why go and I go?
Yeah, she'll like see all the photos and she'll be like,
but I also think it'll be nice for them to go separately and enjoy it on their own without like having each other to argue with.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, it's an expensive trip, isn't it? So we need to sit. But I do think it'd be worth it.
Yeah, it'd be so nice.
I know.
Yeah, Christmas present for next year, maybe.
Yeah, one day we'll go to America. Yeah, Disney World, whatever it's called. But yeah, you should definitely try that.
Yeah.
Do you think he'd enjoy it?
I think he would. Yeah. Yeah, I think he like TV wise, he watches a lot of like Bluey and like Puffing Rock. But we have had a few like film nights where we've watched some Disney films. We watched Brave recently. I don't know whether
I've not watched that. You know,
either Disney or Pixar. I can't remember. But he loved it.
Did he?
Yeah, absolutely loved it. But he just like he's like a typical boy. He loves fighting. So like he gets all these like sticks and he has like a bow and he's like, I'm going to get you. He's obsessed with the highway rat at the minute. So I highway rat you. So we've had to ban sticks from our house because I'm just getting battered.
No more sticks in the eyes.
But I think he'd love it if he went.
Yeah, definitely. It's so much for them to do as well there, isn't it? It's just obviously very expensive.
Yeah.
Because as you say, I can't say no.
Yeah.
So if she asks me for something while we're there, I'll be like, well, we're only here once.
Yeah, that's literally my thing. I'm like, like in the house, I'm a lot better because I'm like, okay, like you've got all these toys, but like he's got to the habit now. We'll be at the shops and he'll go, you buy this or I buy this, and because we give him like a few coins sometimes, and we're like, you can pick something, and like he puts them in the machine. So now, like every time we go out, he's like, I'll buy this. So we went to Aldi yesterday.
That's so cute.
It is cute, but he picked like a block of cheese, and I was like, okay, like we needed cheese anyway. But you know, when you're
not
like,
just for you.
Yeah, you know, when you're just like, he like eats a block.
Nah, like we buy her bags of grated cheese and she would just eat that for dinner if she could.
Well, Max is just a block. We can't even like progress to the grated. He just bites from a block. But we had like half a thing of Parmesan in the house. Like this was like 4 or 5 months ago. And he took it into the playroom and I was like, I say playroom. We've just turned our dining room into a playroom because there's just too many toys. Yeah. And I was like, where's that Parmesan gone? And he went,
no.
And I was like, have you just eaten that? So he just like, you know, the rind bit of it. I was like, that's minging. But now all he wants to do is eat the rind. So I'm just like,
okay then.
Yeah, waste not, what not.
You know what? Just pick your battles.
Yeah, literally.
Nana's cheese mad. She will. I always try and give her whatever I give her for dinner. Bit of veg on the side and just a load of cheese.
Yeah.
She'll eat the cheese, won't touch anything else, and she's like, more cheese.
Yeah, that's what.
And I'm like, right, you can have more cheese if you just eat a little bit of pasta.
We've started being like, oh, it's all gone now. Like, because I always put like what they call like a safe food, like a food that I know he'll eat on his plate.
Yeah.
And like I used to like keep topping it up, and now I'm like, oh, it's all gone now. Because if I put food that I know he'll eat, he'll tend to try the other foods once he's had that. So like quite often
I like that idea.
Yeah, we put like strawberries or something on his plate, and then he'll go for it.
Yeah, because I've heard as well, it's good to put like their pudding with their dinner so that it's not like a reward.
Yeah. And we're not a very pudding household, really. I wish we were, but
it depends on our mood. Like if Nala asks for an ice cream in the middle of the day and she's ate everything else, and she, you know, I'm not going to say no to it. I wouldn't make her have it after dinner.
Yeah.
But I don't always say like, do you want a pudding? It's always like, do you want a yogurt?
Yeah. Oh yeah. We do
That's
stuff
what
like
I'll do.
we do
Instead
stuff like
of like
yogurts.
making it like a big special thing.
Yeah. But when I used to go to my nan's when I was a kid, there'd be like 6 different options, like profiteroles, and she'd have like cake and cheesecake. Even now when we go back, because we're going back on the weekend, and I know that I'll come back and I'll just be like, I can't
so bloated. Get me to class.
It's literally, because like I can't say no to food when I'm there, because it's like that homely feeling, you know, when you're just
and
like,
if it's all, does she cook it all? Like from scratch?
Sometimes.
And that's even better when you can't say no to it.
Like,
and I'm very much, I've got to eat what's on my plate and I can't leave it.
I'm a lot better at that now. I used to be like
I'm getting better.
Yeah.
But especially if I go to somebody's for dinner, I feel really rude.
Oh, I've got over that a little bit. I think I've said to you before, growing up, I had a load of issues with my eating and my weight. But like being pregnant with Max, it completely changed the way that like I viewed my body and like how I needed to fuel myself. But I used to be like you, like I'd be like, I need to, like, they've put that on my plate, I need to eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm like,
well, yeah,
at the end of the world.
Josh used to be like to Nala, you need to eat all your dinner. And I said, what we'll do is she doesn't eat a dinner. We'll leave her for later. She doesn't get to eat anything else tonight.
Yeah,
if
that's
she's
what
hungry,
we do.
She goes back to dinner.
Yeah.
But if she's not hungry, she'll never not tell me if she's not. If if she's hungry, we know.
Yeah.
She's a good eater. So it's very much the way we've been brought up though as well.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. I think that's been one of the hardest things of being a parent is like
unlearning.
Yeah, like unlearning that and like thinking about like, okay, because we are both doing things very differently to how we're parenting. Yeah. So like some things like come naturally, like you're just like, okay, this is how I feel like comfortable doing this. But then other things, you're just a bit like, okay.
Ooh, that's not really how I want to do.
Like, and like sometimes like, because I've got a friend and I'll be like, oh, I've just lost it. Like I've just shouted, and she'll be like, it's okay. Like take a breath. You know, you all need that one friend that's just going to be like, it's fine. Like
you need that friend.
So like sometimes I'll be like, I'm responding in the way that like my mum would have responded. Yeah. And then you're like,
it's all they knew. It's all you know. I'll always, if I shout, I'll always try and apologise.
Oh yeah, we do that
because I want her to know that I can also be wrong.
Yeah,
and obviously, you know, I'm not perfect, and I'll probably shout a lot more than I want to be.
I don't think anyone is perfect though.
But sometimes you do just lose your cool, and so does she. And we are all, as you say, you're unlearning something that you've done for how many years? So it's hard.
100%. Like sometimes, like if I'm getting a bit like, because I get like, I don't know, I get a bit manic sometimes. Like if I'm trying to get out of the house and I've got to get this, and especially having 2 and a dog that I've got to like feed and toilet and everything. And Max will go, and he'll like, he'll like mirror breaths. And you know, when you're like, okay, like
I'm doing something right.
Yeah, I'm doing something right. So that's nice. Yeah. Then other times he'll just go, stop. Yeah. And you're like, oh, okay.
No, it is difficult to, you're never going to get it right. And you're always going to be learning, which is good. Yeah. So
yeah,
as long as they're safe and happy.
Yeah. But like sometimes like with the eating thing, like I say to Max, like, okay, how did your tummy feel? Like, is your tummy hungry? What did your tummy need? But now sometimes he'll go, my tummy needs cake. Like my tummy really.
So does Max.
Yeah, and you know, when you're just like, they learn so quickly.
They are so much cleverer than we give them credit for. Oh my God,
so much cleverer.
But Nala, sometimes she won't eat dinner and then she'll be adamant she's not hungry, and then she'll ask for sweets and we'll say no. And then she won't tell me that she's really hungry till we get to bed. She's done her teeth and I'm like...
Yeah. But she's also trying to prolong bedtime because she wants to spend time with you.
Absolutely, yeah. So sometimes I'm like, I know you're having me on here. I said, if you're hungry, you get a yogurt, that's it. It's bedtime. Like, you're not having that dinner that you didn't want 2 hours ago.
But you know what? When I was at uni, I had a snack drawer beside my bed and I'd wake up at like 3 a.m. and have a Snickers. So like part of me is like, mate, I get it. Like, yeah.
Well, obviously when they're babies, they eat in the night, don't they? They have their milk, but yeah.
But yeah, I've had to stop my snack drawer now because...
Yeah. And we have like a sweet cupboard, so we've got like a little corner cupboard that's got all like the treats and stuff in, and she knows. And she's got her own little like basket of stuff, like crisps, raisins. It's got a bit of everything in, biscuit, all in like snack sizes. And sometimes she'll be like, "Can I have a snack?" And I'm like, "Go on, then I'll let you pick something." And sometimes she will pick fruit, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you offer a variety of things, like
we don't make anything like this is bad. You can't have this.
Yeah,
like,
we're the same.
If she wants sweets, you can have sweets, as long as I say you can only have sweets, you know, if you're brushing your teeth. Yeah. You know, and we're not overeating them.
Sometimes though I do say to Max, oh, I'm sorry, it's spicy. Like you wouldn't like it. And it's like a donut. Just because I'm like, I want one thing for myself to eat.
No, so she'll do that. She could have exactly the same thing on her plate as me.
Yeah, and then she wants yours.
and she'll pick it out of mine. So whenever my mum comes around for dinner, she came around a few weeks ago and I'd made like chicken and rice, nothing special, seasoned. And in the rice, it was beef rice and there was all peas in it, and Nala loves peas. And she had her own plate of food and she'd ate it. And then she was like, she saw my mum.
Yeah, they do that little like sly look, don't they?
She was like looking, and she'd like spotted a pea from across the room. And she was going in like fingers in my mum's dinner, and I was like, let Nanny eat in peace. And my mum was like, no, it's fine. And I was like, yeah, because she'll come and finish yours and she'll be on to mine.
Yeah, she'll like do the snoop around.
It's like fastest, who can eat it fastest, you get it best.
Oh god, but they are good, aren't they? Like
they are funny.
Yeah,
they've got little crazy personalities, which is nice.
Yeah, I do love having them. As much as sometimes I'm just like when I came in the other day and you were like, how are you? And I was just like, and you were like, you're surviving. And I was like, barely. So,
but you are. Yeah. Sometimes you just need to come around other mums and be like, okay, I'm not the only one.
Yeah. Oh, I love that when I go out somewhere. I know I don't mean this in like a horrible way, but when I see a kid kicking off and a mum like trying to deal with it, and I'm like, oh, like it's not just me.
It's not just me. I love it when you go and it's not your kids for once.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And then they look at you and they're like, and you're like, don't worry, it was there yesterday.
Yeah, literally.
So everyone has their times, and nobody is the perfect parent who doesn't have a kid that screams.
No. I mean, there are some mums at baby groups who will be like, oh yes, my darling. And you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, that's what I really struggled with when I first went to any baby groups.
Yeah, I walked out of one when Max was like 4 months old. Really? Because this one mum, she was just like, sorry if you're listening, but she was just like, oh, my baby does this and this, and like they're so ahead of their milestones. And you know when you're like in the depths of it and you're just like,
you can't see a way out.
Yeah, you're just trying to get through like day to day. Because I think it took me to about 5.5 months with Max to be like, okay, I can breathe again now. Yeah, and I was just like, I'm just leaving. Like I just can't.
But I do sometimes think that's their insecurity as well.
Oh yeah, like definitely.
Maybe there's something going on behind the scenes more for them.
Yeah.
But then other people just like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember I always used to take a bottle of formula with me, even though she didn't like formula, she was solely breastfed.
Yeah.
In case I was judged for breastfeeding. And I was like, look back and I think, oh my God, how stupid are you?
Yeah.
But you've just got that constant worry about what other mums think.
Yeah.
And I don't know why.
I don't know where it comes from. I think if you look back to generations and generations back, like women were told you have to do things in a certain way and you have to parent in a certain way. So maybe we're still like holding on to that. But I'd say like 99% of mums that I meet now are just like happy to help out. Yeah. Like I went out to a play centre, like this was when I think Bodhi would have been like 3 or 4 weeks old, and Max was just on one. He'd not want to leave, but he didn't want to stay. And you know when they're just like
one of them days.
Yeah, and then Bodhi was crying and a mum came over and just rocked the car seat for me whilst I was trying to get Max in. And you know when you're just like,
you're saving grace.
Yeah, you're just like, thank you so much. And I got in the car and cried because you know when you're just like, oh.
You just feel like you've been seen.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to say anything to you.
No, and like I had another mum not that I often have breakdowns in public, but,
but when I do.
Yeah, but when I do. But then there's another mum and she came up to me and she just put her hand on my shoulder and she's like, you're doing great. And you know like the Bluey episode.
I was about to say, it's just like the Bluey episode.
I literally was just like, thank you so much. Yeah. But it's just tricky. I think I had my dog with me as well at that time. Like I think we were doing a walk somewhere. So you know when like you've got like
you're just overstimulated.
Yeah.
Majorly.
So that was really nice.
And that's why we love Bluey for all those episodes.
Oh my God, I love Bluey more than Max, I think.
I love Bluey more than
when he's like, can I watch the TV? And I'm like,
Bluey?
Bluey.
And now it's got mini episodes. I'm like, mini episodes?
Well, we can only watch them on BBC. So there's like limited episodes. So I think I watched like every episode about 100 times.
Maybe not Disney Plus after mini episodes.
Yeah, I need to get that.
It's great. It's worth it just for Bluey.
Yeah.
Bluey and princesses.
Yeah.
But like she absolutely is obsessed with Mickey Mouse at the minute.
Oh, is she?
She likes to play Mickey Mouse, and she's like, Mickey everywhere.
Like, how do you play Mickey?
Who knows? I'm like, what do you play at school today? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I'm like, okay, if you're happy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love it.
It's funny, isn't it? Like I always think like when they're older, are they going to look back and be like, oh, I was obsessed with Bluey, or are they going to be like, what? Like, you know, like what we like look back on and like I remember like I was obsessed with Mona the vampire, and I was like, I'm a vampire, like, and I used to put my hair like her, and then I think like, are Max and Bodhi going to pretend to be like, who is they going to be like obsessed with? Yeah, yeah. I mean, Bodhi does have bingo energy.
Does she?
Yeah, and then Max is like Muffin. Yeah,
Max is Muffin.
Yeah, he's a whirlwind, but like in a nice way.
Yeah,
yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
But did you know on Bluey, it's in the colours that your dog can see as well?
Oh, really?
So it's been made so that if your dog's watching the telly, they can see it properly. So you'll have to put the...
Well, but not Bodhi. Bodhi's not my dog.
Bodhi is my child.
She does act like a dog at the minute, though. She just crawls around and like grunts, and you're like, oh. But Nessa will sit and like she'll watch the TV moving, and I just thought it was because she just
No, it's because it's in the colours.
Oh wow.
For dogs, because obviously they can only see certain colours, can't they?
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's what I've heard. You'll have to
amazing.
put an episode on if I'm just in the room and see what she does.
I'll put it on for her now.
Yeah, when you're out.
Come on, you can have your
Hey,
screen
do you want
time.
to watch Bluey? It's a whole family affair.
She'll come back and she'll be lying there with like her like cup of tea and like blanket over her.
Crying at the baby race episode.
Oh, don't. Oh, this sleepy time. Max went through a period of like reading that book and like hysterically crying. So we've had to put the book away now.
Oh, bless.
Yeah. That's a sad one, isn't it?
But that's what I feel like it is. It's a good programme for mums and dads to watch as well, because it is just so cute.
Oh, Tom's always like, do you fancy Bandit or something? Because I'm always like, he's just such a good dad. Like, he just gets it. And Tom's like, he's a cartoon dog.
So unrealistic.
Yeah. But Tom, he's a really good dad. Like, I can't complain about him. Like,
No.
Sometimes he doesn't repack the nappy changing bag, but that's about it.
You've got to have some flaws.
Yeah.
You know, we all do.
Yeah.
No, Josh is a really good dad as well.
Yeah.
I'm very lucky.
Oh, good.
Although sometimes it drives me a bit mad, but
Yeah.
don't they all?
You've got to have that, haven't you, sometimes?
Yeah, I'd probably drive him mad just as much.
Oh, I definitely drive Tom mad.
You've got to.
Yeah.
And keep the relationship wild.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, thank you very much for coming on. I hope you enjoyed.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being so open.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.